Welcome to Nutrismoothies, and I am going to do a quick kind of demo video of a beginner Nutribullet recipe that I've just tried. Now, I've been doing a lot of juicing with our juicer over here, and I'm actually taking not all of the same ingredients of my favorite juice, but many of them, and I'm going to mix it in the Nutribullet. And so what you can see here, we have actually half of a cucumber. So it's half a cucumber, and then I have quartered it. This is one full carrot that I've chopped up. This is half a beet that you can see in slices. There's about 6, 8 grapes there. There is half a pear that's sliced up, and ginger root. And for those of you who are really new to buying produce and cutting and cleaning, I'm kind of really targeting this video specifically for you because that's where I was a few months ago. I would hear about these ingredients, I'd see them, but I'm like, well, what do I do with it? How do I prep this? So this is ginger root when you get it from your grocery store, or in my case, it was a fruits and vegetable market. And you don't have to skin it. I literally just cut off a piece here. And the reason why I try to include ginger root and beets in most of my recipes, unless I'm going for a specific taste. And that's because both of those items are really detoxifying. Beets are great for your liver and your gallbladder, and helping that. And then also with the ginger, it's just great for relieving inflammation, which I have found for myself has been very healing. I've lost a lot of weight. I've just kind of just detoxed of a lot of water weight, of a lot of other kind of things that my body had been carrying around. But it's also, it feels very healing because it's particularly the ginger. It's an anti-inflammatory. So this is a great recipe if you're having inflammation, if you're having a lot of pain, if you're retaining water. And inflammation itself can cause a lot of damage to your body. And I've gone through some health concerns this year where I've seen that firsthand. So I try to do a lot of anti-inflammatory foods and recipes. So in making the Nutribullet, one of my things that I like to do is, unlike juicing, where I want to put in the juiciest items first and the one with more fiber and pulp afterwards, I do the opposite way when building my Nutribullet. So I typically would put in greens first. This recipe does not have greens, so I'm going to start with cucumbers and build from there. We're going to pause this, and I'll show it to you when it's all ready. All right, we have water up to the max line, and I have just screwed on the blades. Now the blades themselves, you'll notice they kind of have, on my model, they have like a black plastic or rubbery kind of side on one side, and then they have the silver side on the other. Obviously the silver side is going to go what's mixing your food, because that's how it's going to chop and mix everything up. So everything's screwed on tight. Again, you can see the water at the fill level. Anytime a recipe calls for water or liquid, and actually it's typically going to call for some sort of liquid, because that's what helps when the Nutribullet blender moves. It helps kind of emulsify the food instead of it just being a lot of pulp. The water really helps it kind of in that process of making it more of a drink. So I'm just going to add it to my machine, and I apologize for the camera work here because I'm doing this one-handed. Line up the parts, push down. Nutriblast. I apologize, I had to pause that for a moment because I had pushed down and it wasn't coming back up, and I needed both hands. Took a couple seconds. So you can see it's a very kind of smoothie-like texture. You can see about the amount of pulp it is, but especially if you wanted to add a couple ice cubes in it, it would really be almost like a slush or a smoothie. So that's kind of what you're going to expect there. And these are carrots and beets. They have a lot of fiber. You typically produce a lot of pulp. So, but this kind of gives you an idea of the consistency of what a Nutribullet will have.